Hello everyone! Welcome to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video in which I challenge Cataclysmic Impact Giant Form Clash Stage 2 and the missions to clear it without using a support item within 5 turns and with 6 terrifying conquerors. So of course this is going to be a pretty simple Goma sweep here for freaking sure, although these rotations do not look that kind to me at all whatsoever. Hopefully I do not do enough damage to go ahead and set Piccolo off, because I would like to go ahead and wait for... I'd like to go ahead and wait for the ability to take him down with Goma's giant form, of course, the giant form being a win con, how ironic, and the giant form clash, you know, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's gonna be one of those things where I just go ahead and take Goma in here and absolutely destroy. Oh, okay. Well, 6 charges, that's actually not too bad. If I can go ahead and have him immediately transform. How much does he do on bomb? Oh, that's not that. That's really not that bad compared to someone like Tamagami. That's really not bad. They're everywhere though. Don't get me wrong. They are everywhere. They are everywhere I look. But it's not the craziest. It's not the end of the world as we know it with that one. So he goes ahead and does pretty good damage with the third eye. You know, go ahead and yoink. Good damage, good damage, good damage. Go ahead and get that additional. Wow! But I know it's going to be build up to the giant transformation, which is not too bad. We actually do like that this is structured like this, you know, for freaking sure, as well as just, you know, hammering away against the Tamagami 3 fight while we wait for the Tamagami number 1 fight. I definitely think that the red zone could just end right there as well, because we are getting a teaser for what looks like a Hell Zone Grenade Piccolo, you know, from the 17 fight from the Cell Saga. So we could just go ahead and have that just finished and wrap up there. That would be interesting to go ahead and see once we can. But I definitely predicted that we might just have that red zone wrapped up like that in not the most satisfying way, but it's just gonna go ahead and wrap things up like that. You know, that would be definitely something to behold, you know, the Tamagami red zone, if you will. But yeah, I definitely do agree with the sentiment that they need to give out more Dragon Stones, because I, for one, definitely am in need of more Dragon Stones, because they've had a lot of things to summon for, a lot of really good things to summon for, and not a lot of stone contents out too. So it's just been pretty interesting how that kind of structure has been working this year as well. Definitely been having some okay summons. Hopefully I can get some Black Flash on soon, especially for, you know, the game it's from, Jujutsu Kaisen. Gonna go ahead and try to pull on, ironically, Black Flash Toto, but that's neither here nor there. I definitely am going to want to have some more extreme luck on my side. We do have both of them here. We do have both of them here, which is going to be interesting. Interesting to go ahead and put both of them here. Remains 9 charges, so we can go ahead and transform into Giant. Obviously, we would have wanted both of them to be in giant form at this moment, but we do have the... Oh, I should have floated this off, huh? Wow, I might be incredibly stupid. But we could just go ahead and kill here, right? You know, we could just do a lot of damage here. We'll see, we'll see. Attack 50 with each attack received. That's not sounding good, but okay. We'll go ahead and take that at face value, I guess. I mean, some charges, and of course, super attack in that slot 1, you know, really doing a lot of damage. 4 million, and then just quite big normals from him, but it's gonna be interesting to see how this all works out in the end, you know. I definitely could see him going back into base. I would like him to go back in base. No. Yeah, I definitely chose wrong because he doesn't have any AoE, so I could have put Frieza elsewhere. That's my bad. That's on me. I think I might lose because of that, to be honest, but we'll see. Oh yeah, no. I'm losing. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely losing. There's no way. Oh yeah, no, I'm losing. There's just no way. Alright, there's no way. Nope, absolutely no way I come back from this. What the heck? The bombs are kind of crazy. We hate that. We absolutely do. Almost 70 million. Okay. Oh, this sucks though. Admittedly, it quite does. You know, we get past the invincible units, and then we're like, wait, we're actually supposed to beat this guy. Oh, yikes, indeed. Yikes. Wait, we're actually supposed to beat him? Yeah. Nice. Full attack stat. Let's go. No, not at all. Not at all concerning. Alright, you know, not at all. Not at all concerning what's happening right now. That my rotations are just so bad. Yeah, no, there's no way Frieza tanks this too. Let's just put ourselves out of our misery. Nope, I'm not gonna go ahead and use that active skill either. I'm like, let's just go ahead and put ourselves out of our misery. You know, let's just I'm not even gonna waste no one's time with this. Oh yeah, he does a super attack, but you know, he wouldn't have taken the normals anyway. I was not confident. Yeah, no, it's just like, no, I just don't believe he can. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this and have just have better rotations. Just have better rotors, to be honest. No. I said better rotation, not worse. Whoa. Yeah, whoa is correct. Whoa is correct. One per rotation. Like this. It's not so bad. One per. Okay, I don't hate that. That's fine. We can work with that. That's okay. That's alright. We can work with this. We can do this with this. We can try this. This will work. See, this strategy will go ahead and work because we can have 2 giant forms, because that is the basis of Dokkan Battle, is the luck necessary. The luck necessary for this game is the basis of how things go. I definitely am happy to make some more content videos, especially over Goma, the GOAT. So, you know, having any sort of excuse to make a video over him is absolutely quite freaking nice. Especially since I think he should absolutely debut in Legends, but that's neither here nor there. I want to go ahead and, you know, get a good look about how he does without all of his buffs. You know, not so bad, you know, not so bad, not so great, but not so bad either, you know. You know, but, you know, he still has that passive, you know. Oh my gosh, he didn't dodge. Wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, wow, blah, 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 blah. And he just has protection. So what? Huh? He takes double digits even if he doesn't dodge. Yeah, he takes double digits even if he doesn't dodge. So that's actually fantastic, okay? That's nice. That's really freaking good. That's really nice. That's incredible. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yep. That's really quite something. That's really quite good. Really quite something. Really quite awesome. Really quite amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and not do as many attacks on that final phase as I can. I'm probably not gonna try to launch that active skill either, because I really do not want him to get massively angry as well. I believe his condition to transform into that active skill as well is basically just seeing an attack aimed at him, I'm pretty sure. Just anything aimed at him will cause him to have the ability to transform, just like kind of like Beast has, where he gets hit, he gets his target active skill, you know, pretty good stuff all in all. Let's go ahead and see just massive damage. Massive. Go ahead and deal massive damage. Pow. Nice. Good damage. But, you know, we're not really focused on damage with a gimmick fight like this. For sure. The end of the year is going to be something spicy, though, for sure. For sure. I don't know about Dokkan Battle spice, but we're definitely gonna get, you know, the Legends Fest spice has definitely started. I definitely can hear the sentiment of, oh, this doesn't feel like as big as, you know, something like, you know, Anniversary. I definitely can agree. I'm definitely not like, oh my gosh, like Gogeta and Janemba. I definitely do think Janemba definitely looks a little bit more generic than I would have liked. You know, Janemba's just Janemba. He's like just kind of cool, just kind of there. You know, he's still sick though. I definitely do like his alternate art when you go ahead and have the art secret, you know. But with that all being said, I definitely do appreciate him, and of course Gogeta. Gogeta looks really good. Gogeta, that Synchro Gauge, yeah, he looks really good. I definitely think this is a massively solid Legends Festival for sure. Definitely for sure. I do definitely appreciate buffing. I do like buffing. I think this is something that this game, when they take their worst character of the year, objectively the worst character of the year, and then say, you know what, we actually missed the mark with him. Let's go ahead and buff this character, you know, because he needs to have more. We overestimated how much damage reduction, you know, he had. Let's go ahead and give him some buffs. You know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good in my opinion. I definitely like the Metal Cooler buffs. Those are pretty awesome. And of course, we're gonna get retrospects to the anniversary stuff. All of it. We already have the Scouter item, you know, for reflecting of part 2, but part 1 is going to be that Namek Goku equipment for the Ultra, and then we go ahead and have that for part 3, and then, you know, the free-to-play June, that's reflective of part 1. Very nice. Very awesome. 3,000 defense. I definitely think we could go ahead and try to put him up on this. Let's see how much this puts him at. Let's see how much it puts him at, and we'll go ahead and determine from here. I think we're gonna have to do this. Unironically, we might have to do this. We're gonna go ahead and try this though. Try this one here. And then try this. We can go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and, you know, yoink that out right there. You know, that was definitely something that could cost you. You know, that could cost me, but, you know, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something good. It's gonna be something. You know, it's gonna really be something. I'm gonna go ahead and try and raise my defensive abilities, even though Every single one of these gives him like a massive stack. You know, that's gonna be something to keep note of. But he does take double digits here. He does take double digits here. So, you know, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good. You know, really nice to see that. Go ahead and de-transform though. Could take a little bit of damage here, but I'm not too worried about it. You know, Golden Frieza's taking everything so far. You know, he's taking everything so far, so I'm not too worried about taking these normals. You know, he's got this, right? He's got this, right? He's got this, right? He's got this, right? Oh, takes double digits. Nice. And then, you know, I go ahead and get this W. I go ahead and catch it right here. You know, go ahead and transform into Giant with Goma right here. And then go ahead and, you know what, since we already have the W right here, we already have everything that I need to have right here. We're going to go ahead and launch this active skill as well. You know, just to go ahead and get more damage since we can, you know, go ahead and, you know, I know we can secure the W right now. So we just go ahead and, you know, oh no, attack raise, whatever we want to do. Yeah, and you know, also we're not affected by bombs in Giant State, so that's also very fantastic as well. So we can go ahead and use the key spears freely and do free amounts of damage. You know, that's really good stuff. Oh no, he did die. Well, he's in Giant form. Wow. Bang, bam, boom. Oh wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. We would not have taken that. No. That's definitely new boss damage for sure. For sure, yeah, no average boss these days does that much damage now. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, I definitely do appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I definitely was complaining a little bit too hard in my summon video. I did not want it to go that way. You know, I was a little bit good, but I want to be, you know, authentic about that. I definitely do as much as possible. You know, even though I definitely do scrap a lot of my runs where I just lose over and over again. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of scrap runs between me and Tamagami as well. So that is definitely something to go ahead and keep in mind for sure. But you know, this definitely seems like victory. No, it definitely feels and smells like victory. So it probably is gonna go ahead and be victory. Let's go ahead and try this, you know, active skill. You know, get it off here. You know, pretty nice stuff.
Looks like victory is mine.
Life is Roblox. Yippee! So we can go ahead and like get the non-bomb stuff right there, to be honest. Let's go! Yum yum yum! Yum! Didn't have an attack beforehand, but da! Ching! Dodged. Nice! Let's go ahead and get this W. Let's go ahead and get this W right here, chat, you know. Very good stuff. I wonder how hard the next Tamagami fight will be. I definitely think it's going to be in between, you know, number 2 and number 3. I definitely think number 3 definitely deserves to be that hard, though. As annoying as it is, it's not just like any regular boss. It's like, oh, okay, it's another Goku Black fight. It's another this fight. No, it's actually worthy of being that tough, to be honest. To be perfectly frank, it definitely deserves to be on that level of difficulty, so I definitely do not mind. Whatsoever at all about that. So let's go ahead and get this right here. But, you know, want to go ahead and get things with Goma as well. You know, just the showcase character, so I'm gonna, you know, Jip Gogeta of some damage, you know, to show off Goma right there. But he is done, so I don't even have to worry about attacks, which is unfortunate because that means less damage, but you know, that just makes it easier on me. Alright, so that's going to be a pretty good video for sure. Now I just am doing the death march on him because I went ahead and broke everything, you know, his spirit, his livelihood, you know, his everything right here. It's going to be pretty easy to go ahead and defeat this. I go ahead and get things wrapped up. We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Yeah, the UR mission was pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Because I definitely saw that mission, I was like, wow, that's actually kind of wild. All URs, like, what? Definitely go ahead and have a lot of attack stats for sure. He stacks defense as well, so after that dodging period, he has, you know, a little bit to back up on. You know, he's just great in all forms of content, really, especially something as gimmicky as this. But with that being said, I definitely appreciate y'all, you know, lots of love, lots and lots and lots of love. All of y'all deserve it, you know, all of y'all do. I'm definitely waiting on that next part of Festival, though, for sure, and I don't know if I'm necessarily waiting on anything for Dokkan, you know, I'm just waiting for more stones, and to, you know, get things from the anniversary, mayhaps. I might have to skip for the first time and then just really go hard on, you know, the other thing. Oh, I didn't get the 5-turn mission. You know what, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, that's really hard. How are you supposed to get this done in 5 turns? Were you supposed to... I guess you could an item? I guess you could just item. You know what? I'm not gonna question that. You know, it's been a good video. I'm not gonna. You know, these fights are so tough. You know, you probably be better off not questioning how difficult Dokkan has gotten, or just the weird, wacky missions it has. Looking at you, I'm not even really wanting to touch you on camera as a fight, you know, ESP, you know, these things are just gotten so complicated, so difficult, that's like, I've been trying to go ahead and be like, oh yeah, I want to go ahead and do all this content and such, but it's like, yeah, I just don't know, It's definitely been most off-putting for me this year on content for Dokkan, for sure. But with that all out of the way, another W for Goma, even though it's like there's nothing I could do about that, right? You know, that would mean me winning instantly, which is, yeah, that's impossible. I don't know what Dokkan is thinking when they make these missions. Just, you know, absolutely criminally hard. I don't know. Who's finishing that in one shot. I really don't. Maybe if we're talking about something that's not mission related, okay, yeah, we can go ahead and try that again sometime else, because this video is already long enough. Definitely not consuming all my sanity on this one. Definitely could try an interesting team formation with just like one giant form transformation, and then we go ahead and have that as well, and then it'll just be interesting. But I'll go ahead and end it there. Stay like it, consider subscribing, all that good stuff, and I'll get on out of here. Whoa. You know, just something to tide y'all over. You know, I just really wanted to say that I'm just a little burnt out on Dokkan content. I definitely do want to try, you know, at least a little bit of PvP showcase, you know, for the Gogeta and such. Especially because I definitely don't do a bunch of showcases for sure. I definitely would like to maybe try some showcases, you know, if you want to see some Phantom Parade showcases, some Bubble Tapping showcases I already do, but if you want to see Legends and Phantom Parade showcases, or just some other showcase, you know, maybe for Gexter Squadron, I don't know, maybe some One Piece CCG showcases, maybe we can showcase 9-cost Bonnie, I don't know, but with all out of the way, hopefully y'all enjoy this video, and until next time on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be really excited for the release of the next parts of the festival. I definitely think the celebration is a B. I definitely think my initial impression of the celebration being a B+. Yeah, a B plus sounds about right to me. There's definitely some things that are like amazing too, but I don't want to be like everything is an A, everything is an A plus. It's good. It's all right. It's not like an anniversary level celebration though. It's not, but I do appreciate it. It is really good. It is really good, but it's just like really good. There's nothing that's like, well, there is things that are amazing. There are things that's amazing. That's why it's got a B plus, of course, but it's not something where I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is going down in the best celebrations of history of all time. Like, no, I'm definitely not putting it there. But it's really solid. They definitely have made a lot of really good decisions with this celebration and on things I've been predicting for sure. The only thing I really hate is just the one banner unit, but that means less things to grab and summon for. So that's not actually that bad at the end of the day. That's not too crazy. That's not too crazy. Even though me personally, I could probably pull it, but I've went 20K for a banner unit and not pulled them before. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is with gachas at the end of the day. So with that all out of the way, hopefully y'all enjoyed my coherent ramblings, because I definitely do make sure. I want to go ahead and I want to make my video on the Legends a coherent rambling session. I want this to be a 2-week. Please just make this a 1-week gap, please. I want part 2. I just want part 2 to be next week, if I'm being honest. But we can go ahead and see. We'll go ahead and see what happens with all of that. That's going to be just something to look out for of more content could come out. Okay. With that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Until next time, bye.